Mr. Zhulkarnain Abdul Rahim.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I welcome the amendments that come with this bill. The bill will not only streamline the process and help the registration of births and deaths through the use of digital platforms, but more importantly, it will also help reduce the possibility of errors and quicken the administrative process for registration of deaths, within which grieving families have to go through to lay their loved ones to rest. Allow me to speak in Malay. Akta ini membolehkan para doktor untuk mengesahkan dan mengendalikan pendaftaran kematian secara dalam talian tanpa memerlukan keluarga si arwah yang telah meninggal dunia untuk membuat pendaftaran di hospital atau di balai polis atau ICA. Ini akan membantu memudahkan dan mempercepatkan proses pengurusan jenazah. Proses pengurusan jenazah dan pengemudian adalah sangat penting bagi orang Islam. Ianya merupakan satu fardu kifayah dan menjadi keutamaan bagi masyarakat kita. Untuk menyelesaikan proses ini dengan segera supaya jenazah dapat dikebumikan secepat mungkin. Masjid Pusara Aman berdekatan tanah perkuburan Pusara Aman juga terletak di dalam kawasan undi Kiat Hong di Choa Chu Kang, merupakan salah satu masjid yang banyak menyumbang bakti bagi masyarakat Islam di negara kita. Dengan adanya kemudahan untuk pengurusan jenazah sebelum pengemudian di Pusara Aman. Malahan dalam suasana wabak COVID-19 ini dan semasa tempoh pemutus litar yang lalu, masjid kita seperti Masjid Pusara Aman juga sibuk memberikan khidmat untuk masyarakat kita yang mengalami kematian dalam keluarga mereka. Semasa kunjungan saya dimaklumkan bahawa pihak masjid juga telah menyaksikan peningkatan jumlah pengurusan jenazah yang dilakukan di kawasan masjid berbanding dengan tempoh yang lalu. Ini mungkin kerana sekatan COVID-19 dan juga kerana flat yang baru agak sempit dan ada keterbatasan ruang, lantas menimbulkan kesukaran bagi keluarga arwah untuk menguruskan jenazah dan mengadakan solat jenazah di rumah mereka sendiri. Justru pihak masjid membantu menguruskan hampir 8 atau 10 jenazah setiap hari. Dengan masyarakat Singapura yang semakin menua, kadar ini mungkin meningkat di masa hadapan. Pelaksanaan teknologi digital yang dikemukakan oleh akta ini akan membantu mengurangkan kemungkinan adanya salah silap dalam proses pendaftaran kematian yang mungkin tercetus akibat kesilapan manusia. Saya memberi satu contoh. Saya dimaklumkan tentang sebuah kes pada tahun lalu yang dialami oleh pihak Masjid Pusara Aman. Di dalam kesibukan pengurusan jenazah, terdapat kesilapan dalam pendaftaran kematian pada satu kes, di mana ruang penandatangan dan nombor rujukan di sijil kematian tidak diisikan oleh pihak agensi dan keluarga arwah. Oleh itu, pengemudian tidak boleh diteruskan pada hari yang sama, sehingga sijil itu diperbetulkan. Pihak polis dan keluarga arwah akhirnya mendaftar semula kematian dan mendapat sijil yang baru. Namun setelah proses ini selesai, sudah terlewat waktu maghrib dan pengebumian hanya dapat dilakukan pada hari berikutnya. Oleh itu, saya mengalu-alukan perubahan dalam akta ini yang membantu untuk mempercepatkan dan memudahkan proses pendaftaran kematian di Singapura. Dengan ini, saya berharap ia juga dapat mengurangkan risiko kesilapan dalam pendaftaran. Saya juga setuju dengan perubahan yang mewajibkan pendaftaran semua kematian di Singapura untuk dilaporkan secepat mungkin. Madam Deputy Speaker, notwithstanding my support for the bill, I would like to seek some clarifications. On the registration of deaths, I have 4 clarifications. Firstly, I share the same concerns raised by Honourable Member Mr. Derek Goh on costs. Would there be any safeguards against extra charges or costs to be borne, since doctors are now not only certifying deaths, but they are also helping to submit the certification online? Secondly, on categories of responsible persons to report death, under Section 22, would the definition of an occupier also extend to persons who have the power or access to such premises, for example, landlords or warehouse owners, for instance? Thirdly, in cases where there is more than one responsible person, Section 22, subsection 4, discharges responsibility of every other responsible persons by the compliance of just one responsible person, even if there was an earlier opportunity to report by that other person. Would it be useful for ICA to still retain some powers to investigate non-reporting offences in cases where there are more than one responsible person who can report? For example, take the case if person A could have made the report earlier in time, but deliberately did not do so, and subsequently, person B reported the death. By Section 22, subsection 4, person A would have been absolved from liability, notwithstanding that his deliberate omission goes against the mandatory requirement of reporting as soon as practicable after the death, and goes against the intent of the bill to promote expeditious reporting. Now, on the registrations of births, I welcome the amendments to make it mandatory for all births to be reported. Currently, all hospital births or children brought to the hospital within 24 hours of being born are reported, but it is not mandatory for births outside of hospitals to be reported to the authorities. Now, almost anyone, including parents or a proxy, on behalf of the parents, can provide the child's birth particulars to ICA for registration within 42 days from the date of birth. I have 2 clarifications in this regard. Firstly, I seek the same clarifications I sought before on the categories of responsible persons to report deaths here as well, similarly for the reporting of births. Secondly, I have compared Section 7, subsection 2E on the reporting of births in any other places with Section 22, subsection 2D on reporting of deaths in any other places. For reporting of births in any other place, the responsibility falls squarely on the parents only. However, for reporting of deaths in any other place, the responsibility falls on inter alia every relative of the deceased person who knows of the death. What is MHA's rationale for this distinction? Can MHA also consider placing the obligation of reporting of births on a relative of the parents who knows or have knowledge of such births? This will be useful in situations where the parents themselves breach such registration requirements and where the birth did not occur in the premises which are occupied by relatives. My last clarification is a general one on ICA's own resourcing. Under the new rules, ICA officers would take over investigation of offences relating to the registration of births and deaths. Would ICA be forming a new department in this regard? If not, under which department would such investigations fall under? In conclusion, Madam Deputy Speaker, I support this bill as it provides greater ease of death registrations, and it is a step in the right direction to mandate registration of births. Thank you.